the Rockets made a fantastic trade. For one, they gave a shit ton of second-round picks. Take them, okay? Their timeline right now is they're trying to win. These young guys that they have been developing are like getting to that point where they're starting to get mid-career. It's time to go forward. Sengun is falling into who he's going to be. Jalen Green, they kind of gave that opportunity to. Talented player, but he had multiple games where he had like under 10 points. It's kind of an erratic scorer. They didn't feel like his scoring really meshed with the team. But he has trade value. So they used that. Dylan Brooks, a hard-earned two-way player, they use that. The problem is they're oversaturated in that position anyway. Like you said, you already made a great point. They had Cam Whitmore. They had Torrey Easton. They had Jabari Smith. They got a shit ton of wings. They're like, we got guys that are so good that we're not even getting to play them. We can afford to lose him. Not to mention, people are like, Dylan Brooks is a great defender. Cool, we got this guy named Amin Thompson. I don't know if you've ever seen him play. He's one of the best defenders in the NBA. So now he gets to go just be that guy. Now we don't have to have this thing where Torrey Easton and Cam Whitmore's walking off the court early because he's frustrated. Now these guys can get some minutes, all right? The starting lineup's going to be fantastic. You got Fred VanVleet, you got the Thompson twin, you have Jabari Smith, Kevin Durant, Sengun. Off the bench, now you get to play Reed Shepherd. Your time's up. Here you come. We're going to start using you now. Now you're on a good team. You're going to be our backup. Very talented guard. You got Torrey Easton off the bench. You got Cam Whitmore now, who's like this like tweener. For me, I hope he watches Aaron Gordon. You can do that, man. You're a freak athlete. You're strong. Hang in that dunker spot. Lobs, picks, rolls, run the floor, and then you can branch your game out to where now you start getting some space. You hit a corner three or two, and then we can go from there, right? They got talent with a great coach. Great trade.
Yeah.
I love it for them. You look at the East landscape versus the West, how crazy it's been shaken up. We talked about how the East has been dominating over the past year or two or several years. And now, just like that, the West is, with all the injuries the East is facing right now and all these moves that have been made on the West, you got some teams here that are really talented. The Spurs are like a year or two away, guys, for people wondering. They're going to be very good. They're going to be much better this year, all right? OKC, obviously, we know is a very talented team. The Lakers will be better. All right, Luka's going to come back. He's going to be in shape.
They're going to have a big.
They're going to get a big.
Threat, yeah.
They're going to be exciting to watch. Clippers will still be competitive. They have that same team back. They're pretty damn good. The Mavericks, who I know they traded Luka and it was a crazy trade. They're going to have AD healthy. They're going to have Kyrie healthy. They're going to have a variety of wings and guards that they can kind of put on that team. They're going to be a pretty solid team themselves.
Cooper Flag,
obviously, yeah. Jesus, they're going to be the number one pick in the draft. They got Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Like, the West is going to be very, very good. Not to mention, you got Houston now on the horizon. There are some teams over there. Denver's still going to be pretty damn good.
Denver took the champs to 7 games.
Yeah. They're the only team.
This could be Denver's title right now.
This is the only team that even took them. Yeah.
Well, the Pacers took them to 7, but
I'm saying the West. Yeah.
That Denver series. Now looking back, that could have decided the champion.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And,
in the second round.
When you look at the landscape for next year, the West is wide open, but it's wide open with talent. It's wide open, meaning there are multiple teams that have a chance to go do something here. OKC's chances of repeating next year is going to be even harder. I
feel like Minnesota, who's went to the conference finals 2 years in a row, they're probably thinking, we're right on the door.
Yeah, we're knocking on the door too. We forgot about Minnesota. Minnesota's probably like, Anthony Edwards is like, bro, seeing Shea have all that trophy, all those different things, he's sitting there like, we could do it. I'm right here. So there's a lot of talent, a lot of teams in the West right now that are heading and trending in the right direction. It's going to be a gauntlet for the Western Conference next year. East is wide open, really wide open, but due to different reasons. It's like anybody can kind of make a run next year for the East. Crazy. Seeing that trade, we knew it was going to happen. Kevin historically has been a guy that had dominated the summer. Free agency would be stalled because Kevin takes his time. I'm just saying, I'm not coming at him. I'm just saying this is
for anyone listening, that's how free agency works. The big dominoes go and then everyone else falls out.
Everyone else has to go. So the big dominoes fall. Everybody else in the back who's waiting to get paid kind of has to wait to see where these pieces go. Kevin kind of came out right away and said, these are the teams I want to go to. It's San Antonio, Houston, Miami. This is where I see myself. Sometimes guys get their wish. Sometimes they don't. He got to go to a team that he actually wanted to go to. And he got to go to a team that didn't have to give up too much for him.
That was always the problem with Kevin Durant. Whatever team he goes to, they give up too much and not going to be contenders.
This is not that case.
Yeah.
We saw what happened in Phoenix, okay? And that's why Phoenix had to drop their price for Kevin. Because teams are like, we're not doing this for Kevin. Now, if Kevin was 32 years old, we'd trade half the team for him. Because that's how good Kevin Durant is, folks. At this point in his career, he's got 2-3 years left of dominant Kevin. We can't afford to just give our whole future away for this guy to hopefully win one. It's just not, the odds they're not there. It's a high risk, high reward, but high risk. All right. They're not doing that. The Suns gave away their whole future for him. I don't know if you've watched the Phoenix Suns lately. They're not heading anywhere good. And even now with this trade that they got, they're going to be bad. They'll probably be a little bit, maybe better. I don't know. They're not going to be good. Okay. So Phoenix is morphed into something that they're not even a destination team.
They have their work cut out for them this summer. They're going to have to make some moves.
Some moves.
I'm just saying, this is not, I don't think they're going to put Jalen Green and Devin Booker on the court together.
No, man. With Brad Beal?
Yeah.
It makes zero. So you have 3 shooting guards. They still don't have really a star point guard. I like Tyus, but I like him at the backup spot. They don't have a center. They don't have a high-level wing. They don't have anything. They don't have a lot of assets. That team is not going anywhere.
Such a well-balanced team a couple years ago. When we thought Aiden had a bright future, D-Book, Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges,
Cam Johnson.
Like, we loved them.
Yeah, we did. We were like, man, this is a good little team, man. Even like Cameron Payne was like coming into his own as a backup. Like they had like a solid, youthful, exciting team, and it seemed like the chemistry was good. They're all dancing, and like Book was the leader, but like Chris was that guy that kind of helped them really lead because he's been there with that experience. You know, maybe you trade out a Chris when he gets too old for a Michael Conley, and then when he gets old, you trade him out for a Fred VanVleet. You could find those vet guards that overpay one to come over there, especially Phoenix. It's not a bad place to live. So you had that future there. They gave it all away for Kevin. So when they tried to ask that earlier, teams were like, they weren't getting any nibbles. Phoenix then came out publicly like, we're dropping the price for Kevin. All right. Things started happening. Now he's in Houston. Houston got a fucking great deal here. All right. That doesn't mean Dylan Brooks isn't good. That doesn't mean Jalen Green isn't good. These guys are talented players. The good thing for Houston is they had multiple guys at that exact position that they actually believed in more, that feel like they could fit better with Kevin. They feel like you can have Dylan, you can have Jalen. Good players. We got other guys here that we know we could do this with.
We knew that Jalen Green and Eamon Thompson would probably play their last game together at
the
end of this year.
It would be like the Thunder trading Casey Wallace for somebody. Casey Wallace is a good player. They have guys that could do that. They have Dort. They have Caruso. You know what I mean? They have Wiggins. You know, you could trade Wiggins because you have Casey Wallace. You can move. You have a lot of guys. That's why I always say take best player available. When you try to form a team by position, you're robbing yourself of talent that you can use to go get whatever, you know, that player that you really want. That's why if Dylan Harper's available, you take him. If it doesn't work out, then you move him for a really good player for the position you do need. Take the best available. Houston had 5-7 small forwards. I was like, what are they doing? Well, we're developing them all, developing them all, playing them all. They're all talented. We'll move them when and if need be. We just saw it. Now they got a great starting lineup. They got a closer. They have youth talent where Kevin doesn't have to carry this team throughout the season.
That's another thing too, because Kevin Durant, people question his leadership on a team like this where Şengün's the All-NBA guy. Eamon Thompson's the future stud. Like Kevin Durant gets to go and do exactly what he needs to do. Just go get buckets.
Yep.
Go be a hooper.
Now he is going to have to be. There's a question there about the leadership role.
What do we also have? Fred VanVleet, other guys too.
But they're not. You know, Kevin Durant is just like.
Maybe you can do it by committee. I don't think you need one guy just going like.
No, I know that, but he's so far ahead. It's like Kevin on that Warriors didn't have to be the leader. It's perfect. Draymond was the leader. Steph, you know, Clay. Yeah, that team was already built. He went to Phoenix and had to be the leader. It didn't work out well. I'm not saying it's Kevin's fault, guys. I'm just saying. Kevin now is with the Rockets team, very talented, youthful. They don't have a guy that's going to be able to speak over Kevin. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not happening. So that is an area there that we need to see come to fruition. Like, Kevin, you have another opportunity. People always said you couldn't do it by yourself. You got one right now. Now, you're not going to have to do it by yourself. You got a really good team, man. But as the best player and leader, you have another shot here. All right, you're not. This isn't the Suns where you got Book and people don't know whose team it is.
It's not even Brooklyn with like Harden and Kyrie.
Whose
like,
team it is? What big three? Brother, it's you.
If they win the title, it's his title.
Kevin. Yeah. All right, this is your chance. You're not gonna get another one.
And we were very worried about how like his career, how they were gonna land the plane on his career. Like Steph and LeBron are still doing their thing, high level, good teams. Obviously, LeBron gets a shot of life with Luka going over there, and sure. Steph with even Jimmy. They had a great run at the end of the year. We were worried about Kevin. Like, man, he's part of that big three. We wanted him to kind of have a good couple last years left, and we got it. He might even be on the best one of them all.
And you know, I think if you're a hooper, you were worried about how his career was gonna, like you said, land, just due to us knowing, guys like us who are basketball historians, knowing like how great Kevin is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when I hear all the yip yap about Kevin, I get triggered sometimes. You've seen it on this pod. I've gone on my little rants because I'm just like, yeah, this guy is so fucking good at basketball, guys. I've played against him for years. I've played pickup with him for years. I've been in the same gym as him for years. He is, and I don't throw this word out because I'm a Christian and I only believe in one God. I'm saying this is basketball, guys, okay? He is godly with the basketball in his hands, guys. He is one of the best offensive players to ever touch a basketball. Arguably the best if we're talking scoring-wise, all right? So to see him have another opportunity at the tail end of his career to go get one, Kevin. If you win with this team in the next 2 years, it is going to be because of you. You didn't do it by yourself. They got a very youthful, strong, talented team around you, but you are the guy. You want him to get one. You know what I mean? So you're hoping that happens.
And he's reunited with Steven Adams.
And he's back with Steve. And you know what, man? Like Steph and LeBron get to play with such a level of freedom because their history has already been written. LeBron's done everything he's wanted to do. Yeah. He's playing now just for the fuck of it. And if he can get one more, great. Same with Steph. It's not a need for them. Steph is already on the route. People already have him on the Rushmore. LeBron, we already know, is chiseled in there. His face is clear as day. You know what I'm saying? Steph's is like half chill. You know, some people are on the fence but he's up there. And he's made his history, and he's the greatest shooter ever. And he has 4. It's already been set in stone. Him and LeBron each have 4. It's cool. They would take 5. But they got 4 fucking rings. And they've got it on teams where they're the best player. They got teams. Steph answered that bell. Now, if Steph didn't have that 2021 finals, 2022 finals, he'd probably be one of those guys too that's like, I got to go get one, man. I need one. But he went and got one. Kevin left, he still got one. That changed the whole bowl for him. That's when people are like, this guy's a Rushmore guy. You know what I'm saying? I want Kevin to get that same thing because he deserves it. He's such a good player. So hopefully they get one or have an opportunity in the sense of getting one. The West is fucking brutal now.